muito se pergunta é por que ninguém faz nada contra esses complexos. A resposta é simples. Essa tarefa se tornou difícil pois a criminalidade se infiltrou em todas as instituições que deveriam estar combatendo o crime. O mesmo acontece aqui no Brasil. Por pressão, os países do Sudeste Asiático se viram na obrigação de combater esses complexos. Porém, eles fazem tudo de forma teatral, sem combater de forma efetiva e dando um fim definitivo nesses criminosos, igual acontece aqui no Brasil. Recomendo que assistam os vídeos que eu usei nesse vídeo. Os vídeos estarão na descrição. Nos vídeos vocês verão os vídeos completos, que contêm uma dublagem gerada automaticamente pelo YouTube. Assim, caso vocês não entendam muito de inglês, fica mais fácil o entendimento. Fora que os vídeos completos têm muito mais conteúdo e entrevista com sobreviventes desses complexos, detalhes interessantes que enriquecem ainda mais o tema. Eu fiz um mini tutorial abaixo de como alterar o idioma do vídeo.
Criminosos publicam vagas de emprego nas redes sociais como Facebook, TikTok, Telegram, sempre oferecendo salários altos que vão de $1.000 até $2.000 com a promessa de que a pessoa vai trabalhar na Tailândia. No post da vaga, a localização da empresa fica em Mysore ou até mesmo em Bangkok. Oferecem trabalhos como professor, telemarketing, motorista, sem exigir experiência e com hospedagem e voo pagos pela suposta empresa. Aceitando a vaga, eles pagam a passagem para Bangkok e assim que sair do aeroporto, a pessoa vai ter um motorista esperando por ela. Já no carro, o motorista dá uma desculpa que a pessoa vai ter que encontrar o gerente da empresa na cidade de Mysore. Isso acontece durante a madrugada e no meio do caminho para Mysore, eles trocam de carro 2 vezes para confundir a pessoa. Sem perceber, a pessoa já não tá mais na Tailândia, e sim no Myanmar. No Myanmar, ela é obrigada a trabalhar forçado, dando golpes online, sem contato com a família, e se recusar a trabalhar, a pessoa sofre punições pesadas. As fronteiras ilegais não são longes e ficam a apenas 20 minutos da fronteira oficial. E o caminho foi ficando diferente, as ruas mais desertas, com estrada de terra, poucas casas em voltas e muito mato ao redor. E a gente acabou de chegar onde, infelizmente, tudo isso acontece. Desse lado aqui que eu tô, que é onde a gente tá, é a Tailândia, e ali já tem o rio. E do outro lado já é o Myanmar, e ali estão os complexos onde as pessoas que são traficadas ficam presas. Elas são conhecidas como cidades golpes, por tudo que acontece lá dentro. E, assim, é bem difícil estar aqui, vou falar pra vocês a verdade. Eles atravessam as pessoas pelo rio, e ali já tem até um caminhozinho. Como essa parte do rio é baixa, dá pra atravessar andando, mas às vezes também eles atravessam de barco. Depois de todo aquele caminho de carro, a pessoa chega nesse rio aqui e é forçada a entrar em um barco e atravessar o rio que separa a Tailândia do Myanmar. É nessa que ela acaba sendo transferida para uma das cidades golpes. Durante essa travessia, normalmente tem soldados armados para controlar e intimidar as vítimas para que ninguém fuja. E normalmente isso acontece de noite para madrugada, quando ninguém vê, tanto que tem algumas casas a poucos minutos daqui, e a pessoa, como tá à noite, de madrugada, a pessoa nem percebe que ela tá saindo da Tailândia, porque não dá pra ter meio que associar que você tá saindo da Tailândia. Então, por isso que, infelizmente, muitas coisas dessas acontecem.
E a pessoa só vai saber que ela tá em outro país, às vezes depois de dias, porque ela não tem muito, não dá pra saber, é simplesmente um rio que divide os dois países, então não dá pra saber muito que você tá indo pra outro país. Exatamente. De noite ainda, que esse lugar aqui é totalmente escuro, então a pessoa só vai sendo levada pra lá e depois de algum tempo que ela se dá conta que ela não tá mais na Tailândia, e ela tá no Myanmar. E ali as autoridades já não têm controle de nada.
Dá pra ver ali também, ó, que estão construindo mais, e esse foi um dos motivos que a fronteira oficial também tá fechada para os estrangeiros, porque cada vez mais esses complexos eles estão se expandindo, então eles estão criando cada vez mais, e sempre aqui pela borda do rio. É difícil estar aqui e saber tudo que acontece ali do outro lado. E a gente acabou de encontrar o barco que eu acabei de falar pra vocês, que às vezes quando a maré tá alta eles atravessam as pessoas de barco. Tá bem ali, ó, escondido atrás das árvores.
Cara, realmente, ó, é um barco que tá meio que escondido, velho. Olha isso. Não parece ser um barco que não funcione ou que tá abandonado. Parece que eles simplesmente esconderam o barco aqui no meio dos matos, pra não ter muito, pra gente não conseguir ver muito, ó. Parece que eles deixaram o barco aqui para quando eles forem fazer o transporte das pessoas, eles colocarem o barco na água e utilizar. Na verdade, isso aí são verdadeiras cidades, esses complexos são tão grandes que é tipo uma cidade ali, então a gente consegue ver só uma parte deles, porque é muito, muito grande, cara, é muito difícil a gente estar aqui vendo, porque lá do outro lado tem milhares de pessoas que estão trabalhando forçado e eles não conseguem sair, eles não têm nenhuma ajuda.
Não vai dar pra ver pela câmera, mas eu tô vendo algumas pessoas se movimentando ali. E outra coisa que dá pra ver é que isso é totalmente murado, ó. Rodeado de muros para que as pessoas não consigam ver. Inclusive aqui também já tem, ó, uma parte tampada para que a gente não consiga ver essas cidades, né? Para que também as pessoas não consigam fugir, né?
Nem consigam fugir. E aqui a gente não consegue subir drone porque eles interceptam o sinal do outro lado, então o drone cai. Porque eles fazem tudo para esconder essa cidade aqui da mídia, para as pessoas não saberem o que acontece lá, daquele lado. A gente acabou de ver ele do outro lado, que tem alguém olhando pra gente.
É como se fosse uma torre de controle. Eu acredito que devem ter várias espalhadas pelos parques, né? Pelos complexos para verem as pessoas. E assim, é uma sensação um pouco estranha porque dá pra ver que ele tá olhando pra gente aqui desse lado. E sei lá, ele tá meio que falando no rádio, alguma coisa assim.
Com certeza ele não deve gostar da gente estar aqui filmando, né? Então...
Gravando, com certeza, sem dúvidas. Mas dá pra ver, não dá? Tá com a mão bem aqui. Ele tá olhando bastante pra gente, a gente vai sair daqui, né? Porque
a gente vai pra outro lugar que não tem só esse lugar, tem outros lugares também que acontece a travessia de pessoas. E vamos continuar aqui o nosso vídeo.
A gente vai sair daqui, já que eu tenho certeza absoluta que ele tá olhando pra gente. Ele tá andando de um lado pro outro, olhando pra gente. E como o Kawan disse, a gente vai pra outro lado, onde também acontece, porque se estende por muito pelo rio. E é isso, vamos até lá, outro lugar agora. Vamos continuar gravando.
Bom, aqui a gente tá sendo muito vigiado, o cara não para de olhar pra gente e a gente vai pra outro ponto agora. Porque ele tá, acho que não vai dar pra ver na câmera, mas ele tá bem ali.
Ele tá parado, fixado na gente, ele tá andando de um lado pro outro. Vamos sair daqui. Desse caminho aqui e a gente se deparou com um aviso desse tamanho, avisando que aqui é uma área de fronteira e que tailandeses e pessoas estrangeiras estão sendo enganadas para trabalhar com relações públicas no Myanmar, na borda do Myanmar, né, na fronteira, e que aqui só tem desperdício de tempo, desperdício de futuro, desperdício de liberdade e da vida. Pra tomar cuidado. Olha o tamanho da placa.
E tem até uns números aqui, né, pra pessoa, caso
precise de ajuda,
ligar pra esse número aqui ou pra esse número aqui, ó. Porque eles talvez possam ajudar.
E outra coisa, com um aviso desse tamanho, dá pra ver que é algo muito comum por aqui.
Acabamos de chegar aqui em mais um ponto, e aqui atrás de mim tá o Kaka Park, que é o maior complexo, onde a grande maioria das pessoas que são levadas pra lá ficam. Por ser um dos maiores, estima-se que tem mais de 100 mil pessoas. E ali é como se fosse uma cidade, tem escritório, supermercado, restaurante, até hospital. Então é literalmente uma cidade e é um espaço gigantesco e tá sendo ainda mais construído. A gente tentou ir para uma outra entrada que a gente conseguiria ver bem de frente como que é o complexo, só que o exército tailandês está tomando conta aqui, eles não estão deixando a gente entrar. Então eu até perguntei, eles falaram que não podia entrar, então a gente foi para outro lugar para conseguir ver. Mas daqui já dá para ter uma dimensão de como é.
E essas cidades golpes, elas funcionam como pequenas comunidades de criminosos e elas são comandadas pela milícia e por esses criminosos. Então não é por uma lei oficial, o governo não tem voz aqui. E mais pra frente a gente vai explicar um pouquinho melhor como isso funciona.
Olha, a gente tá vendo pessoas agora do outro lado do rio. Não dá pra saber o que é ou quem são eles, eles estão atravessando. Primeiro foi um grupo de 4 meninos também, então lá na frente, ó, estão aí em cima. E atrás desse grupo de mais 3 aqui, ó. É muito louco pensar que a gente tá sendo separado só por um rio. Tudo isso tá acontecendo ali, do outro lado, muito perto da gente. A única coisa que impede da gente estar junto é esse rio aqui. Porque é muito, muito perto da Tailândia, olha isso. A gente tá aqui a poucos metros. Se fosse pra andar aqui ou pra atravessar de barco, em 2, 3 minutos a gente estaria do outro lado ali.
Uma das cidades dos criminosos. E é uma sensação ruim ao mesmo tempo, porque a gente tá aqui desse lado e a gente não pode fazer nada. E a gente sabe que tem milhares de pessoas de várias nacionalidades lá do outro lado, presas, sem poder sair. E essas cidades golpes são todas muradas, vigiadas 24 horas para que ninguém possa escapar ou fugir.
O abraço apertado e o alívio. Os brasileiros foram atraídos para o Sudeste Asiático por falsas promessas de bons empregos e então levados para Myanmar. vítimas de tráfico de pessoas. Eram forçados a trabalhar em uma central que aplicava golpes no mundo todo.
Muito difícil estar lá, eles batiam na gente quase todos os dias. Tinha a máquina de choque também. Era muito difícil e a gente sofreu bastante. Tem amigos que estão lá ainda, espero que eles possam ajudar.
Mostrando os hematomas, Felipe conta como foi a tentativa frustrada de fuga.
A gente bolou o plano, só que nesse plano a gente tinha que escalar 3 montes e correr mais 22 quilômetros para tentar cruzar o rio para chegar na Tailândia. Só que quando todo mundo... Eu consegui escalar um monte. No terceiro monte veio um guarda com uma faca e mandou eu voltar.
Os brasileiros foram resgatados com a ajuda de uma ONG internacional, que faz um alerta.
Duvidem de propostas encantadoras, de empregos que venham por mídia social, que não tem informação de empresa, que seja um convite para ir para o exterior, que vai ter moradia, viagem paga. Desconfiem, não existem propostas tão boas assim.
Everything she was describing, it became extremely real. Alright guys, we just made it to one of the biggest scam compounds and cities here. It was just a 10 minutes ride from my Sot city, and here is the border between Thailand and Myanmar, and you can see one of the biggest scam city. Man, this place is huge. It's a massive compound made of like different buildings. Some of them I can see they are under construction. There are like high walls and security everywhere. So this one here is Thailand, there is this little river, and over there is already Myanmar. Actually I can see that some security is looking at me from this side. You can see how many buildings here, and this is just the external side. Inside is a massive city. Guys, is another place where they do the illegal crossing. So this is Thailand. You just cross the river over there and you arrive to Myanmar. And the scam city, they actually starts from here. Starting from here is the KK Park, which is one of the biggest compound and scam cities of Myanmar. And you see that boat there? That's one of the boats that they used to just cross the river. Usually they do the crossing at night time when nobody's here. You can see this boat here. Crazy, no? That you can see.
So they get into the compound, even if they challenge their agent or their new boss when they get into the compound. Hey, I applied for this job. Like,
what really shocked me is that all of this is really new. It just started a few years ago.
at end of 2019, 2020.
So it's recent?
Yeah, it's very recent. They started trafficking people in end of 2020, early 2021.
So my drone lost the GPS and started to go like randomly around, and I couldn't control it anymore. I almost crashed it inside a tree, and then I don't know how, but somehow I was able to just bring it back and it landed in the middle of a field here. But Michelle was telling me that so many people lost their drone or they crashed it because of these GPS interferences. They don't want people to fly the drone here.
Companies are spread over several compounds. They might have lots of different locations, whether it's multiple locations in Myanmar or they might have.
And the victims living there, the total 2 years ago was 120,000 people just in this area. And now she said that they've grown immensely because they kept building, they kept expanding. So now probably we are talking about 150,000, even 200,000 people, victims, getting human trafficked here. Think about the number, 150,000 to 200,000 people that right now they're right there being forced to work and being abused. We made it to another spot where we can see another scam city right in front of me. That's the one. Oh my god, they're building also. So I continued 40 minutes south, following the river in the south direction with the Myanmar-Thai border, and I just made it to another big compound area. Michelle told me that actually here there are 3 compounds, and now they are building even more. So I can see already in front of me there are massive construction. So here it's gonna become probably another mega scam city. It's already a scam city, but it's gonna become probably even bigger. And she told me to come up to this hill because there is a nice view of the Myanmar and the scam city. And I can already see, and it's crazy. It's really crazy because this area is so beautiful, man. Riding around here, it's incredible. And then you just turn and you see these crazy, massive scam cities. We'll try also to fly the drone here and see if they're not cutting the signal, the GPS. I don't know if you can see because the GoPro is pretty bad with the zooming. Actually, there is no zoom. So the river there, so this is Thailand and that one is already Myanmar, and this is the entire compound. There they are building, like there is a massive construction area. Up there also they are building all around there, but there is a compound, then there is another compound, and also all around there are small houses. This is all a scam city. And scam cities, I can see massive construction projects everywhere, and this shows that the trend is growing.
Scamming compounds are, it's like the perfect storm. They're just able to thrive and do whatever they like. There's no governance. Countries. The scamming centers, they're not compounds, they're centers, are within.
At first glance, it looks like any other complex. Apartments, offices, even a hospital. But inside, you'll find the remnants of a global scam hub. On the 7th of April, Thai authorities gave journalists rare access to the massive compound at Osmak, near the Thai-Cambodian border. The site has more than 150 buildings, split into zones. One of them, Zone E, targeted victims in the US, Europe, India and Vietnam. Workers followed strict shifts from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., lining up with Western time zones. According to the FBI, Americans lost nearly $21 billion to scams in 2025 alone.
Sure, this is an American SIM card. It would be used for make the American people believe and transfer money to the scammer.
Inside the offices, investigators found scam manuals in multiple languages, scripts for romance scams, impersonation schemes, even playbooks for targeting people who had already been scammed before. And when targets were hit, they didn't just log it, they celebrated. Some officers had large red victory drums, beaten when scammers met their financial targets. Authorities say up to 10,000 people lived here. There were dormitories, luxury villas, restaurants, even a fully equipped hospital believed to serve the syndicate.
Well, we've heard of stories about scam centers for a couple of times in the past already, but I was really shocked and taken back by the size of the compound itself.
And underneath it all, something far darker. Beneath one building, officials found 12 underground cells, windowless and equipped with what investigators described as torture devices. These were used to punish workers, many believed to be victims of trafficking, who failed to meet quotas or tried to escape. What looks like a self-sustaining city was actually built to run scams on a global scale. And while Thailand and Cambodia have vowed to tackle the problem, these operations stretch far beyond their borders.
Oh my God. The scale of this, we had no idea. This is a massive fortified city that's a scam compound.
On day one, we start in Phnom Penh, where we explore Mango Park and the Prince Group headquarters, and meet someone who's experienced firsthand what it's like to work in a compound like these. On day two, we make our way to Sihanoukville and see if Chinatown is really shut down, as reports suggest. On day three, we witness
the sheer scale of the operations underfoot by the Vietnam border and see massive compounds making up a city built to house scam operations.
If you want straight truth, listen to someone who lived it. Survivors can tell you what the walls are built to hide. And what Shakilu told me next
reveals just how far the people in control are willing to go.
Having spoken to Shakilu, I started to understand just how hard it must be for those forced to scam others, being punished for not hitting impossible targets and with no way out.
In front of a compound that has been emptied.
From the street, it can look like just another building. Inside, it can function like a prison, packed with people coerced into scamming victims worldwide. UNODC says these scam center network now generate annual profits of just under $40 billion. The scams are the product. The bigger story is the machine behind them and who keeps it running. The deeper we went, the clearer it got. Shut down might just mean moved.
I genuinely can't believe what's happening right now. We walked up to an abandoned scam compound and got permission to go in. So we're seeing it from the perspective of somebody who could have been in here, and you can see how big it is and how many people must have been living in here doing this work. I'm inside a scam facility, and it's proving all of the nonsense that I've seen. So I'm inside a room. Let's just start off with room 105 here, where you can be locked in to do this work. And you can see the signs here trying to make it as though this is some sort of legitimate business. Wish I had a heart rate monitor on. It shows how recently this was shut down. Today is 2/9. This was just shut down. Here's all the beds. Wow, you guys, look how narrow, how small all those beds are. Honestly, friends, it looks like they could just start this thing right back up. This is it, guys. This is what a compound that was in business last week looks like. The size, the scale, it doesn't feel right. The vibe is really, really scary in here. So I'm being filmed right now by this guy over here.
Next, we drove to Mango 1, another well-known scam compound which has been empty since the crackdown.
This is Mango and Mango 1, and this is rumored to be a Prince operation as well. You can see down at this end we've got a massive building, but it just goes on and on and on and on. We're going into the jungle. So we are traveling outside Mango, and we're on a path through the jungle. We can see this maybe 10-story building up ahead of us, and the 10-story building is all glass, all glass windows, and all of the windows have bars across them. Nobody's getting out. This is the barbed wire, and it's tall. It's so tall. We drove all the way around this thing looking for, is there some way we can get in there and check this out? But there just isn't.
For size reference, here's an image of me next to the wall. I'm 5'2", so the wall has to be at least 10 feet tall.
There's no getting over that wall, especially with the barbed wire on top of it. So apparently this used to be some sort of factory before it became a scam compound.
Prince Resort.
4 years ago, this thing that now says Prince Resort, we didn't know what it was called before, just had a lot of hallmarks of scam compounds. People inside did not seem to be able to get out.
Let's not linger too much, but let's look and see if there's something to see people still inside, because that's pretty big. So there's guards here.
Yep.
There's movement, and this is the one that we initially seen. Oh, there's people there. All the bags. Okay.
They're moving in. They're moving in.
They're moving in or they're moving out?
They're models.
They're models.
They're models.
Yeah. Depends out. We'll just prepare your camera down here.
Yep, got it. We can just say.
Sure. Do you want to go to that first time? Should we go?
No, let's go back. Let's go back.
Sorry.
We used to be able to see maybe you can. We used to be able to see beds through the bars. That's that very low building. I can't see them saying. These walls were actually built much later. They just used to have guards, so we were able to walk through and see what was happening inside at the time.
Right. So the guards wait to come over. So like just anybody.
The guy directly behind us was myth coughing and making himself known. You
can see that pink building's there. You can see the cages on it. You can see the when you get closer, you can see the kind of controlled entry and access points.
By day 3, we were heading somewhere even more remote, to a compound locals call Mansion 8. Crackdowns don't end an industry like this. They displace it. If enforcement pressure is real, the next question is simple. Where did they go? Just weeks before we arrived, activists say several trafficked workers were rescued from locations like this. Getting close can be dangerous. These places are guarded, and they watch who watches them. We wanted to know if Mansion 8 was active, but the closer you get, the higher the risk. After a few minutes, it was clear. We had to leave. Staying meant drawing eyes, and this job isn't worth getting someone hurt. When we reached the Vietnam border, the sun had long set. Looming out of the darkness were the lights of an enormous compound called Ace of Spades.
Loads of lights down there. You can see.
Oh, it's massive! Do you see it? It's huge! It's huge!
Holy shit!
Out of nowhere, and it's not even on Google
and
Maps.
It's on the Vietnam border. So
yes.
How does the mapping not see a huge build-up? How does the Vietnamese not see a build-up that massive of infrastructure right on their border?
And Aaron, this is exactly how we felt when we found the ones we just showed you, and now we're seeing it again.
And now we're seeing it again, and it looks even bigger. Yeah. It looks huge. Yeah. I have never seen anything like this in my entire life. This is a massive building, massive construction on this side. Oh, over here, all the way over here. We are in the middle of nowhere. It couldn't be more rural.
This is another part of the new scam city that I didn't even know existed.
We wanted to know if Mansion 8 was active, but the closer you get, the higher the risk.
But do you see the big buildings behind it?
Guards here as well, and they're on the phone, they're coming over.
Oh yeah, we gotta go.
They know we're here now.
I told the security kid, right?
A quick disclaimer here. We've had to hide this individual's voice for their safety. Let's get back to the video.
No, I asked him, like, oh, did the cops come today? He was like, yeah, like 3 trucks, they come today. They didn't even do anything. They would just like come in, meet the boss, and get out. And then I was like, huh, you know why they came here today? And he was like, we don't know. Maybe like they gave us a heads up. But then I heard from my head security is that the Chinese boss paid the police like $200,000.
200,000.
200,000 So the police got the money and they left. And I was like, do you know anything about the upcoming raid? And he was like, we don't know, but it could be.
In front of me, just here, oh, there's the trucks. We're seeing trucks coming and going into the compound and coming out. And what we're hearing on the street is that every day for the past 3 days, cops go in there, then they come out, and then people leave. And so what this very much appears to be is sort of a tip-off in advance of, hey, we're coming. We're hearing on the street that the raid is scheduled for Friday. Who knows? Who knows? But what we are seeing is little by little moving out of this compound.
But how does it feel to be seeing the place that you've helped rescue people from? And
yeah, it's just such a scary feeling. I mean, here we are, and we're I don't know, a football field from just one part of this building. We're not anywhere near the gate, but we don't want to be any closer to it. Like, it's definitely a scary, scary feeling being present here, just knowing what's going on inside.
After 3 days on the ground, one thing is clear. This crisis didn't disappear. It shifted. If anything, they're adapting, moving, scaling, and getting harder to see. And as long as the scams continue, both victims stay trapped in the same system. The person having their money stolen online, and the worker coerced into stealing it.
I could uncover and confirm in just a few days how big was the problem. And trust me, the deeper we dug, the darker it got.
I saw on the news that whilst I've been filming this, a 21-year-old Korean kid has been found, tortured to death.
A South Korean student has died from cardiac arrest.
Now I'm kind of scared shitless. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here.
And after that, we were able to find and sit down with those who actually survived behind those walls, and they were able to show how do these compounds work, what are these pig butchering scams, and how do they work in practice, and how big is this problem across Southeast Asia.
I've been running around these compounds, just vlogging right in front of them, thinking that somehow I was immune. I have no idea why. We're going to do our best to break it down though. Let's go.
When you first walk around Sihanouk,
These worker compounds that are completely gated up, that have sealed off windows. No one can really get in, get out without any kind of, I don't know, permission.
there's security cameras everywhere. There's guards at the entrances. All the lower level floors are sealed off behind metal cages. Anything that you could realistically try and jump out and escape from. Windows are just welded shut. Barbed wire is on many of these buildings, although some of it has been removed to kind of look nicer and a little bit more approachable nowadays. But anything that actually matters is locked down. And in just 2 days, I was able to confirm more than 14 different scam centers in different buildings, different layouts, but same story.
This place was, in theory, the Golden Casino. However, there is no casino here now. The 3 reviews are from sort of nondescript Indian guys. You can play all the games here. Okay, good. All 5 stars. But there are no games here. There is no casino. It is, in fact, just one giant black box. And no one really knows what goes on inside.
But don't worry, we're about to break down exactly what goes down here, step by step. They are all over town, and I think I'm just scratching the surface. And that's the part that hits you first. This isn't hidden, it is the business of the town. The entire economy there functions on it, and I think this town really serves as a global hub of scam centers across Southeast Asia in order to really facilitate the money and the high-end staff. Once you leave the main road, that's when it starts to get downright strange and disturbing.
How big they are. You can see here now just like the real prison-like look, just these huge towering concrete walls that did have barbed wire running along them. All of the rooms are completely sealed off.
Some of them have private armies, for God's sakes, guarding their entrances. Armed men, roadblocks, radio checkpoints, buildings designed to house thousands and thousands of people.
Actually, this private army just running some of the most intense security I have seen. We're a little bit further out of Sihanoukville, sort of city center right now, and it seems sort of like as you get a little bit further out, the scam centers seem to step up and up definitely in terms of security. You walk anywhere near these gates and the guards look at you like you're just absolutely insane, or like you have some kind of death wish for even trying. I imagine that means in terms of what's going on inside as well, just a pretty incredible place to see, especially that level of security, just wild. Almost all of these compounds and scam centers still have casino written across the door or somewhere around it. Like that's still the license that they're operating under. And it seems that some really were casinos, like years ago. You can read the reviews of people who used to stay there. Right. Because these compounds are so huge that then entire neighborhoods spring up around them, supporting staff from those regions. So guys, restaurants, you need management, you need places for the people to live. There's just this insane amount of accommodation like this, covered with security cameras everywhere, barbed wire, just through the roof. And then you've got this just giant, sprawling mass of compounds and buildings. Locals call it Chinatown. It is massive, just rows and rows of mid-sized apartments up top. But what is going on the inside, you're definitely not allowed to see. It's not exactly legal, if you get my point. From far away, it could just look like a pretty impressive city just springing up on the beach. But up close, it is something else entirely. Everything here is fenced off. Low walls lined with broken glass and barbed wire, barred windows on any floor low enough to escape from. And even the restaurants around the base of the building have got these metal bars separating workers on the inside from anyone ordering from the outside. So anyone within these compounds can't even try and escape through a random restaurant window. It is a giant prison disguised as a business district, right on the ocean, hiding in plain sight. It just felt like the truth had to be more complicated. And then I sat down with the people who are actually trapped inside. The ones who were kidnapped, trafficked, the ones who were pinched off the street, dragged here in dens, tortured, and forced to work in these rooms. Whatever I thought this place was, the reality was much, much worse. The compounds are designed to trap people, even the workers who can technically come and go. Everything inside runs on an internal currency. These places are everywhere. If you want to find one, just open Google Maps and look for something that's labeled as a casino that's in the middle of nowhere. Zoom in. 9 times out of 10, you're going to find a straight up scam compound. I verified this on the way back to Vietnam. I checked the ones along the border myself. Same story. Massive walled cities hidden in plain sight, just like the ones in Sihanouk. Alright, right here behind me is the front entrance of what, again, used to be a casino legit and is now basically a bona fide, barbed wired off prison suburb filled with cyber slaves right here on the Vietnamese border. I took a walk halfway down that thing. It stretches for kilometers. There's everything from caged off micro apartments through to some pretty high-end stuff. You cannot come in or out without getting your ID checked. And you might ask yourself, why do you need to house tens and tens and tens of thousands of people when you don't have a casino at the front? And when online casinos are illegal. The ones on the Thai border in